Welcome back. It's time for us to meet our discovery of the week. His name is Harry Ballard, and I would describe him as a consummate musician. From everything that I've read about him, I can't wait to have a conversation with him. Let me introduce you to Harry Ballard. Good morning, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Fantastic. Now, let's go back into history.
Okay.
When you began, how old were you?
I should think I was about 9 years old.
9?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what was it that drew you to your first instrument?
I think availability. My granddad had a guitar that had about just 3 strings left. And then when I was growing up, that was the time where Two-Face came around.
Okay.
So we were hearing, "You Are My African Queen."
Yeah.
And then it has some guitar like da-di-do-dee, da-di-do-dee.
Yes.
That's really easy to play on a guitar.
Yeah.
So I was playing around with the guitar. I realized I could play it. And then it got interesting. I went to search through his things, and I found some music theory books. I didn't even know he used to play a piano in church.
Oh, wow.
So I started reading by myself, one thing led to another, and then...
I have a theory. Music is genetically transferred.
You think? I
tend to find that when I meet people who are super musical, somewhere, somehow, in their family line, someone was a musician. What do you think?
I don't really know. I didn't meet my grandfather for a long while. I think he died when I was 3 or so. So I don't know how musical he was. My dad doesn't
play anything. Yeah.
He listens to a lot of music, but doesn't play an instrument. My brother, no.
Okay.
I'm the only musical person in my family.
Okay.
Then, even if I look in my extended family, maybe about 2 more people. So I would say...
You're not sure?
I'm not sure.
If it's the case.
Yes.
Well, tell us, so you started with which instrument? The guitar?
I started with the guitar.
With the guitar?
Yes.
Okay.
Then I told my dad I want to learn the piano. Then we had a cousin staying with us who used to play the drums at church. So he told him to teach me how to play the drums because he likes the drums.
Okay.
So we used to go to church together on Sundays. Then he was trying to teach me. I wasn't paying attention because always I was eavesdropping on the piano guy teaching somebody else. So eventually I picked up a few things, about 3 chords.
Okay.
And then, so on Sundays I'll go to church very early when they are not around. Then I'll be playing the piano. And on times when they come to church late, they'll come and I've already started playing. So my dad realized that the drums there in Newsroom,
it won't work.
It won't work. So then he just allowed me to continue playing the piano.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah.
And then what happened after?
And then, so I used to go to church to play the piano and to learn the piano. Then in my school was a Methodist school, so it had a brigade. And then the brigade used to practice on Fridays, around the same time where we used to have games.
Okay.
So we'll go and gather around them, playing the trumpets and drums and all those things.
While the games are going on.
Yes, while the school games are going
on.
The brigade guys are also rehearsing.
Okay.
So I had a friend in my class who was part of the brigade. So I told him, I want to join. And then he said, oh, well, nice. So because of that, I told him I want to come and spend the weekend in his house so that his mom will bring me to brigade practice.
Okay.
Turns out his mom was my mom's classmate. So then, they became like family friends.
Okay.
I stayed there for about 3 years. I'll go there and I don't want to come home. Just because when I get there, they'll bring me to brigade practice.
Okay.
And I'll begin learning something. So that's why I learned most of my instruments from the brigade.
Okay.
Eventually, I left my parents at my old church and I went to the church, the Methodist church.
Where you could actually play?
Where I could actually play the instruments. Yeah. And I've been there since. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So... I play some instruments as well, so I'm very fascinated with this conversation. Now, when did you pick up the saxophone, trumpets, the brass instruments?
I think the first brass instrument I picked up was the trumpet. Okay. Yeah, so I picked up a trumpet. I was very young. I think I should be 10 or 11. Yes, I started playing around then. Then an instructor came from somewhere holding a black instrument. He told us, this is a clarinet.
Yeah.
I said, oh, yeah, I want to learn that one. So he told me.
Wait. So hold on. Now, as soon as you see an instrument, you want to learn it. Is that how it was? What was happening?
Pretty much, yes.
Wow.
Yes. As soon as I see it, I want to try it. I want to try and do something. Yeah, do something. Yeah.
I see. So after clarinet.
Then I moved to the saxophone.
Yeah.
The saxophone. When I got to senior high school, one of our very benevolent old boys had bought a whole range of instruments for the school, but they didn't have players. So they had about 3 different saxophones. They had a alto saxophone, tenor saxophone, and a baritone saxophone. So when I went, I just went to speak to a music teacher.
It was free for you.
And it was free for the whole 4 years. I was the only person handling all those instruments. And really, I really learned a lot from there. Yeah.
Which school was this one?
At Adult College.
That's at this school.
Yeah.
Okay,
the best
great.
school in Ghana.
Yeah, super. Now, in terms of finishing school and coming into... Okay, so after that, you also went to uni, of course.
Yes.
So you pursue that further.
Yes.
Tell us about the experience in uni. Now you're doing more academic music, as it were. Tell us, how did that go?
I'll say I started academic music, really, in JHS.
Okay.
And then the story with that is that I would say I was the only person that was doing music in JHS. It was composing for everybody else, but during music time, that's when the time that everybody wants to go out and wants to play around.
Okay.
So eventually, when we got to Form 3, the music teacher gave up teaching the class, and then she dashed her nose to me.
Oh,
you can keep it. Because it looks like you're the only person
like
interested.
nobody is going to come.
Exactly,
so
nobody's doing it.
You might as well have
you
it.
Keep it. So I kept her notes. I studied them before I got to university. Then to senior high school, I mean. Then when I got there, I also did music there for the 4 years. Then so I knew I want to do music, but I had other plans too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from there, then I got into uni. I did music and political science.
Okay.
Yeah, which was fun. Yeah.
So if you're not playing music, you're going to be a politician?
I think so.
Okay, so let's talk about some of your inspirations, people that you've listened to, and people that have inspired you in terms of the trumpet. I'm going to mention some names. Okay. So I think in the area of trumpets, I'm thinking Dizzy Gillespie, Miles Davis. Okay, but so who?
I'll explain why
I
don't like Dizzy and Miles.
Why don't you like them?
I used to like their playing until I said, let me read the story behind these people.
Okay.
I realized they didn't really have a good character.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of musicians back then didn't,
Exactly. And then that was not something I wanted to pick up.
Okay.
So then I started pulling away from them, their music.
All
so I used to listen to Louis Armstrong a lot.
Okay.
Then I used to listen to a trumpeter called Wynton Marsalis.
Wynton Marsalis, yeah.
Who is like a full person with a very good lifestyle.
He was almost like, one of the big stand-up guys who was a really, really brilliant musician. So,
and then that's somebody you can emulate fully. And then, so
that's important to you.
Yes, that's really important to me. The kind of person you are without the music and all that.
All right, so in terms of the sax, Wynton was one of the people.
Wynton played trumpet, so Wynton is one of the people for trumpet.
Okay.
For sax, there's a tenor saxophonist called Sonny Rollins.
Okay.
I used to listen to him a lot. Then Charlie Parker, obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Those two people, they carried me through. In Ghana, I used to listen to soul winners a lot because, like, really, they are like, if you are a hornsman, they are like the benchmark of horns playing in Ghana.
Okay.
Yes.
Modern horns playing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then, so actually, the person who really taught me, even the saxophone and the trumpet, I used to play with soul winners.
Okay.
He's called Prince, and then he's also like one of my mentors. Yeah. Growing up, he was like the person that I want to even sound like.
Oh, wow.
Or you just want him to know that you can play. And you know that, that sort of thing. Yeah.
So tell us about the moving forward from this to doing like your own productions. Are there any singles, albums, EPs? What are the plans? What are you doing?
Definitely. I'm looking to. I do a little compositions, but then the reason why I don't do compositions a lot is because there is a lot of good music out there already that you can play, you can rearrange, you you can make something good out
Yeah.
of. So I think what I'm going to do is, there are lots of songs that I hear the song and I say, wow, I really want to play the song one day. So I write it down somewhere. And I'm just numbering it. When it's time, I think I'll do a cover of all those things.
Okay. You know something? Let's do something.
Okay.
Play me a piece, anything that you like, and then we'll come and continue the conversation. So just right where you are, just relax, play a piece for us. Let our viewers enjoy. Oh, you can stand if you want to. I think you can stand.
Do you want a piece you want to request?
Pardon?
Do you want a piece you want to request?
A piece I want to request.
Let me see if I can do this.
All right. A piece I want to request. You play something. I'll give you a piece for my
Okay.
Yeah. I love it. Wonderful world.
Yeah.
The sax is, I don't know, I'm not sure how to describe it. Very
soulful.
I think the word soulful comes to mind. It's almost like it just brings music alive in a way that other instruments don't do for me. When are you going to learn the drums? Since it's the only instrument you seem to have run away from.
Yeah. And then a lot of drummers impress me to want to learn. Then I sit behind it.
And it doesn't
I'm not ready for this. I sit behind and I realize it's so difficult. So difficult to learn the drums.
So it's coordination.
Yes.
That's the issue.
A lot, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'm not strange. Because I think that I found the same struggles because when I got to keyboards, it wasn't that difficult. When I got to guitars, it wasn't that difficult. But somehow with drums, I can't seem to get
put
there.
Everything together.
So what would you say in your definition or description, what makes a good musician?
What makes a good musician?
What are elements that you have to have in you as a person to be a good musician?
You know how, I think journalists will say, being a good journalist, you have to have a voice. You have to have a good voice. People have to know you for something.
Okay.
So I think with being a musician, you need to have an identity. Really, all that you're learning, the melody, the harmony, the technicalities of the instrument, is just like learning how to speak and learning how to put words together.
Okay.
So how you're now able to articulate what you've learned over time, how to compose, how to put words together to make a sentence, to make a paragraph, then to make a whole speech. That is what will identify you as a musician. Yeah. So just getting a voice.
Yeah.
That is what I aspire to be. Yeah.
Okay. Super. Okay. All right. So I want you to give me a last piece before you go. I think the song that I've heard maybe 1,000,000 times, different renditions on the trumpet, on the sax, guitars, keyboards, solo instruments, groups, choirs, everything. But every single time gets me is Amazing Grace.
Oh, okay.
So let me read some messages that we have here, and then you play us to end, right?
Right.
So Anthony Abeku Asian says, Harry dear, we discover 2012. All right. Terence Tando says, Nathaniel Bassey is a good example.
Yes.
What do you think of Nathaniel?
He's phenomenal. If I was looking up to anybody in Africa, it's him. One, because he was a jazz musician.
Okay.
Two, because he's a really, really good individual. And his trumpet playing is out of this world.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know who Nathaniel Bassey reminds me of, though?
Who?
Phil Driscoll.
Yes.
It's
and actually, they
crazy.
are friends.
Ah, okay. Okay. All right. So then Christian Gibson says the complete caption is Harry Ballard, musician and mean lawyer. Okay. So are you a lawyer?
I'm in law school.
You're in law school. Okay. All right. So, of course, so then you've given yourself options.
Yeah.
If music is not, then let's go do something else. All right. So give us some Amazing Grace as we go out. But let me just say a big thank you to Harry Ballard for joining us on the set and then sharing with us his story and his experience. I don't know if there's anything you want to say to Ghanaians before you go.
Well, I want to say thank you to a lot of people. They know it themselves, so I can't mention it. But then I'm really grateful to a lot of people for how far I've come. I realize I've seen a lot of good things. I've been in a lot of great places, a lot of good platforms, and that's the reason why I play how I play. Yeah. So I'm really grateful to a lot of people.
Super. Yeah. Well, we've been enjoying Harry Ballard this morning. I'm going to ask him to play Amazing Grace for us as we take it away. After that, we'll have a short break. Don't go anywhere. Ballard.